Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in. This is the third and final installment of my sister's birth story. In the last video, we left off talking about her feeling rectal pressure, and that means baby is near. So we are picking up right where we left off. Enjoy. I decided that it was time to let the midwife know that she's feeling this sensation. So once we did that, it was getting close to shift change, and it was right about time for her to bring in the new night shift staff. And the midwife did let us know, if I check you when we come back to, introduce the new oncoming staff, if I check you at that time and I see that you're close, I'm going to stay and I will deliver this baby for you. Because at this point, we had gotten so attached to her during that time because she was really, sensitive and considerate of the things that my sister wanted for her birth and delivery. And the night shift came in, and the nurse that we had fallen in love with, her name's Ashley, nice shift nurse that we had fallen in love with, she came back on, and she was actually hoping that she would see us because she had been there Friday. Was it Friday night? She was there with us Friday night, and she was coming back Saturday night. So we were, hoping that we didn't want her to be in labor for that long, but we wanted Ashley to be there for when she was actually ready to deliver. So, cutting to the chase, it's time to check her cervix again, and she feels where baby's head is, and she tells Mia that she is going to let her push a couple of times with contractions to try to manipulate that last little bit of her cervix that was, around baby's head, just to kind of get him to come all the way down. And she did that. She pushed, I think, twice. And this is where you were talking about how you could see in my face that I was getting excited. So I'll let you go from there.
I, yeah, looking at my sister and like being able to tell on her face, like it was just obvious, like, okay, something's actually happening, like something's, going on down there. Meanwhile, I'm trying to like, focus and everything because the main thing I wanted to do was, steer clear of C-section and make sure the delivery goes smoothly. Like I didn't care about anything else at this point. And I think at that time, my dad had come back in the room. And the first thing he did was put on a pair of gloves. I don't know why. However, when I had pushed those two times, like with those two contractions, I would want to say, um, they moved the sheets from up under me, and the sheets that were around me, they had moved those, and I asked my dad to grab them, and that was like, the one thing he got to do to feel a part of it, and he took it, like he took it to the next level. Pretty
You can't
much.
tell him that he did not hand deliver this child.
Yeah,
basically.
And all he did was move the sheets
and offer us 16,000 cans of ginger ale because that's what he wanted to make sure we had was something to drink.
But it was. I know a lot of people can like ask to have a mirror whenever they're delivering. However, um, Robin, she had on her glasses, and it was very easy to see in the reflection of her glasses like what was going on down there. Still couldn't feel anything, but as I'm like looking through her glasses, and I see just like what looks like a ball of hair, I'm like, oh no! I'm like, yep, it's time. So I keep pushing. Then I don't even remember exactly what was said. I'm sure my sister can tell you better. All I remember at this point was, Robin telling me to grab my own leg, or someone else had to come grab my leg, and my sister then, grabbed my baby's head, and not even 30 seconds later, he was here and on my chest.
It was so cool. So, to back up a little bit to the part where she can see that I'm getting excited, I had been doing so good this whole entire time, keeping my emotions and feelings at bay off of my face. But in every single labor that I go to as a doula, when I can see, like visually see the head for myself, I can't control my smile. Like it just happens. It's not going to stop. So when the midwife manipulated her cervix a little bit just to kind of remove it some more from around the baby's head, I saw his head. And in my I didn't know that she could see it as well. So when I saw it, my eyes got big, and she was immediately like, "Kay, knock it off."
because I can see it all over your face. You're getting excited. I need you to calm down. I held it together as best I could. I mean, I was still grinning from ear to ear because I couldn't stop. I mean, my face was like, if you watch SpongeBob, the episode where he found out that Squidward liked Krabby Patties and his whole smile went to the top of his head, that's how I felt at that moment. So it's that time where we're about to push, and the more she's pushing, the more I can see his head, and I'm emotionally crumbling because I'm trying to hold it together as her doula, but I am like on the verge of tears because I see my nephew coming out. Like my little sister is having a baby. My emotions were all over the place. And she's absolutely right. The midwife told her to grab behind her own leg because I was holding her right leg. And she tells me, "Give me your hands and come catch your baby." She put my hands on his head, and all I saw was tears. I was no good after that. I just cried for like at least 30 minutes after he was born. I helped get him out, put him on her chest. She was crying. Her dad was crying. I mean, he all but tackled me once he was finally out. It was just the energy in the room was great. Everyone was excited. They let her do skin to skin immediately for like a good 2 hours before they took him away to do any of the, the hepatitis B testing, the not testing, but the hepatitis B shot, the vitamin K, any of that stuff. They let her do skin to skin and breastfeed and just bond with baby for 2 hours. And I'd never seen anything like that before because normally they take the baby immediately and go do all that stuff and then bring the baby back. But yeah, it was really cool. It was my favorite birth so far. I am very proud of her because she did such a great job. And might I add, she pushed for 15 minutes and did not tear.
No stitches or anything needed?
Nothing.
This kid did not have any burnings on him.
None.
He came out like slippery, smooth, like olive oil was all over him or something.
Yes. Good job. He just burped. But it was so cool. Like everything about this birth experience was different. I think part of it was because she was my sister and we had a different type of connection than I do with, my other clients because I'm not biologically related to them. But seeing her go through that and the strength that she had, and then watching him come into this world and just we got to call everybody so they could see him, and he is so sweet. And we are all so lucky to be a part of his little life. I have one of the coolest jobs in the world to be his aunt. His mom has the coolest job, but I am so in love with him. And she's such a great mom already. Like, she instinctively just knows what he needs and what to do. And it's like, look at him. He's just so relaxed. He came out like that, and he's been like that this whole time. Like, all he does is chill. He's such a chill baby. As long as he can smell her and know where she's at, and he's been fed, he's good. Yeah, it is different watching your little sister become a whole entire woman because I used to change her diapers and stuff and feed her, and now I'm watching her do the same thing for her child. So yeah. So all in all, how did you feel about your birth now that we've gone through it in very detailed manner?
Birth within itself was amazing. Well, he was only 6 pounds, 10 ounces. I know babies can be bigger, and that's probably why I didn't tear or need any stitches or anything. But I'm very grateful for that. Even right afterwards, like getting the epidural out and everything, I felt like I could get up and walk maybe 5 to 10 minutes after, they had removed it. And it did not feel like I had just had a baby. I think that first 48 hours was the most discomfort that I felt. After that, I felt like I could go and participate in every sport that ever existed. Even now, like it's very hard to feel like I just had a baby. Like, recovery is going great. The birth was very, very fast, very, I don't want to say effortless because it is a lot of work, but it almost feels like that. Like, for it to go by that fast and to have, like no intervention with like forceps or anything like that. And I just, it almost feels very effortless to, you know, push this thing out. But it's just a lot of power to all of the women and moms out there who, are able to do it, especially having way more complications than I had. It's just, it's a lot.
Birth is it's an experience, and it is a beautiful thing to see. I am again grateful that you chose me to be your doula, and I will gladly do it again. Not right now. You gotta wait a little bit of time because it's too soon.
I do it.
So yeah, you say you would do it right now, but I'm not ready to do it right now. So we're gonna wait a little bit for that. But yeah, so we have covered pretty much everything. Um, this was her experience. We've talked about how she felt about it, and apparently she's ready to do it again. So I guess we have to gear up for the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video and watching me and my sister chat about her birth experience. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, please make sure you share this with your pregnant friends, anyone you think who will be interested in this. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, if you or anyone you know are looking for a doula in the DMV area, please check out my website. I'm going to link it in the description below.